Well, 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 back again, back again. And today is Friday, so it's the Friday fix. And this is the 43rd episode. So we are indeed cracking on now. And a massive thank you to everyone who joined me last night for Live and Not Complying, the 5th instalment, which will indeed be back again next Thursday at 8 pm. And I will have a guest. Our brother Ian from The Last Jacobite will be joining me, so look out for it. And the topic of interest today for the fix will be this. Can you guess what it is? I wonder. This image here of wildfires, drought, and geoengineering. It's from NASA. Hip hip hooray, right? Or this one. I'm sure that everyone can guess now what it's about, because this image has been indoctrinated in everyone's minds. And it is, of course, global warming. Then, then. And I have chose it because, well, we'll do a roundup on it, because this week they had Earth Day. That is what they are calling it. You would think that every day is an Earth Day, but no, not today, not tomorrow, not the next day. It was the other day, right? So basically, this ties in with the climate agenda and the plan to save the world. Hip hip fucking hooray. I can't wait, right? This person here, this young girl, saved me with a picture of, I don't know, a plate. And basically, the first thing that she has to do is take off the fucking mask. That would be the very first step. But hey, let's get into it. The Independent, 12 hours ago. Earth Day 2021. Climate activists dump manure on Biden White House. Wow, so this is a protest by activists to fertilise the White House? Yeah, that should teach them and stop the planet from heating up? Freezing? I don't know. The Guardian, 5 hours ago. Boris Johnson urges leaders to get serious at climate summit. Right, so they had a virtual summit. All the good guys, right? 16 hours ago, the BBC. Biden, of course. This will be decisive decade for tackling climate change. Right. Obviously, this decade, they are going to push the plans forward, whatever they are. I wonder. The Times, 22 hours ago. Climate Change Summit. Veganism will help Britain hit emissions target. Wow. So yeah, if everyone could just become a vegan, then we will save the world and also make someone very, very happy. That being little Billy fucking Rockefeller. The Guardian, 1 hour ago. Climate crisis has shifted the Earth's axis. Study shows. Right, so all them bacon rolls and Christmas dinners and God only knows what else, hamburgers, beef burgers, you name it, it's shifted the Earth's axis, right? Quite an interesting one, this. Let me know what your thoughts are. We might get into it. Again, BBC, 17 hours ago. Boris Johnson, climate change about jobs, not bunny hugging. Wow, so he called it bunny hugging. And Greta Thunberg changed her Twitter bio to bunny hugger. It's a circus, a fucking theatre. It's a joke to them. But hey, we will be the fucking losers, straight up. The Times, 10 hours ago. Europe endured hottest year on record. Wow, I'm pretty sure that a few years ago they said we were in for a mini ice age by 2030. I guess that is out the window now. The Telegraph, 4 hours ago. Science and the market, not socialism, will fix climate change. Right, so for a start, they could stop fucking with the weather. That would be a start. And also, no one has ever said, not that I've seen, that any sort of ism or ideology will save the planet or climate change. No one says that the climate does not change. What we question is the reasoning for its change. That's the fucking question, which of course the media very rarely ever get into. It's all about treating it. It's a bit like Big Pharma, really. They have learnt from the fucking experts. Sky News, 14 hours ago. Poland's coal pollution dilemma. I need fresh air. But, I wonder, surely it can't be. But there is none. Surely the world has not run out of fresh air, right? But yeah, that's what it is. I need fresh air, but there is no fresh air. Right. But if you look a bit more into it, you can kind of see why the guy is struggling to get fresh air. Sky News make this big song and dance about it, that the guy has to use this filter, as you can see. That's it new when it's pink, but after a few days it's black with soot. So the pollution must be horrendous, right? But yeah, this is where the guy stays. Right in amongst these coal factories and mines, producing coal non-stop every day. So you could imagine that he would get soot in his house, but Sky News portray it like it's an end of the world scenario. That's what the picture they paint, right? What a surprise. Good old fucking Sky News. The BBC, 23 hours ago. Climate change will force wildlife to move or adapt. Or what? What if they don't want to move or adapt? Do they die? I'd imagine they get murdered. By what? Wildfire? Which is totally fucking natural, right? Sure. 13 hours ago, Space News, NASA, and the new urgency of climate change. Good old NASA, eh? Of course, NASA and the Space Force, they will indeed be here to save the day. Hip hip fucking hooray. In Inkstick Media, climate change impacts women's lives around the world. Right, so if you're a woman, look out, because climate change is coming for you. The BBC, 1 day ago, shipping industry calls for a new global carbon tax. Wow, cue the masses of celebrations. Fantastic, a carbon tax that will save the fucking planet. KCRW, 8 hours ago, tackling climate change requires changing our emotions, says, I don't know, anybody really, a fucking expert that they picked up from the street. But yeah, change your emotions, right? Sure, that will help combat climate change. Yeah, let's go with that. The Scotsman, 21 hours ago. Supercomputers can save lives as climate change threat grows. Right. So, AI has rolled in to save the day. Forget about Bill Rockefeller and his plan. AI is here to save us. The Met Office and Microsoft, shock horror, have now announced plans to build one of the most powerful supercomputers in the world. Wow! Twice as powerful as any other in the UK to help give more accurate warnings of extreme weather. Wow! So, all hail the super duper fucking computer. Right? We are not worthy. Hip hip hooray. And Science Daily, our syndrome champions, one day ago, why climate change is driving some to skip having kids. Huh? Ain't that a massive fucking shock? Sure, of course this ties in with the agenda. It's going to get to a point where people just simply do not want to have kids, or probably even can't, with the way it's fucking going. Straight up. To expand on this a wee bit, a new study finds that overconsumption, overpopulation, and uncertainty about the future are among the top concerns of those who say climate change is affecting their reproductive decision making. Right, so because the world is so overpopulated, young people now think that they better not have kids. But I have a message for them. It ain't. And by all means, if you don't want to have kids, then don't. My father actually told me not to. But hey, I did. And I'm glad that I did, to be honest. Of course, you would never go back. But me personally, my advice would be for people to have children. Go for it. Do it. Reproduce. France 24, 6 hours ago. The global economic response to climate change. What's the plan? Right, I'm sure they have a plan, or a better word for it would be solution. Right, it's the old problem, reaction, solution. It's clear as day, let's face it. The World Bank has identified 5 priority areas for investment: early warning systems, climate resilient infrastructure, dryland agriculture, mangrove protection, and water resilience. Right, so they do indeed have the solution. Thank God, right? I was worried for a while that they wouldn't have a plan to combat this climate change. Sure, but yeah, the World Bank. Of course, it's the World Bank. Where would we be without them? We would be lost. We would be like Neanderthals without entities like the World Bank, the Rockefeller Foundation, United Nations, the WHO. We are not worthy. This is another image from NASA. Yep, NASA pushing it big time. This week it has been mega pushed. And yeah, it ain't gonna stop. Something's coming in terms of the plan. Yeah, look out for Billy Gates and his blocking out the sun agenda. That might play a role yet. It got moved from Sweden, but it ain't going away. Anyway, we will leave the climate saga. Let's just call it that. We will leave it for the time being. But it will indeed be back again, and back again, and yep, back again. And we will now have a look at some other news from throughout the week. The Guardian, 5 hours ago. Australian man Craig Wright's claim he invented Bitcoin to be considered by UK court. Right, we briefly touched on this way back last year. So I think I may get into this again. Bitcoin, where it all came from and where it's all going, right? Look out for it. The Guardian, 20 hours ago. 4th officer allegedly fathered child after meeting woman undercover. Right, so what I thought was worth pointing out from this is that this guy had infiltrated the Socialist Workers' Party, because this is what they do. They infiltrate groups, especially grassroots political groups. They get in about there and control it and manipulate it. It's deception at its finest, and MI5 and the British government are the fucking experts at that. Sky News, 1 hour ago. Dozens of postmasters accused of theft by post office due to faulty IT system have convictions overturned. Hip hip hooray, right? As you can see, the guy is happy. But this is AI for you. This is technology, the future of AI. Can you imagine AI as a judge? Yeah, look out for that, by the way. BBC, 1 day ago. Is it the end of the line for landline phones? Question mark. And the answer is yes. What we've seen in the UK is phone boxes disappear over time, and next in line will indeed be the landline. Of course, then everyone has no option but to have a fucking smartphone. Hip hip hooray. It's BBC, 1 day ago. Australia provokes China anger over scrapped deals. Right, so the Australians have cancelled a few Chinese deals, but it's looking like they might be up for a square go. Right, World War III. Look out for it. We might touch on that next week, the World War III situation. We will get into it possibly as well in the live stream with Ian. The Guardian, 19 hours ago. EU asks states to back legal action against AstraZeneca. Wow. Of course, this is not about what it should be. It's about the supply of the wonder jab. BBC once again. 10 hours ago. Tesla's autopilot tricked to operate without driver. Right. So, unbelievably, I mean, this is absolutely fucking crazy, really. People have been tricking their Teslas into thinking that they're actually sitting in the driver's seat when they aren't. So the autopilot is on, but there's no one fucking at home driving. Now, this comes on the back of a crash this week or last week where 2 people died, and the Tesla, it hit a fucking tree and burst into fucking flames. The 2 people died, of course, but no one was in the driver's seat. One of them was in the passenger seat at the front, and the other guy was in the back seat. So no one was driving, but Elon came out and said that it wouldn't drive unless someone was in the seat. But clearly he didn't know that people have unbelievably, it's crazy really, have been tricking it. And these 2 guys experienced the very, very worst case scenario of doing something like that It's fucking, I mean, seriously, you are asking for fucking trouble. The guy clearly had a fucking death wish. But autopilot and AI, we don't need it. And I can tell you right now, it is not good. It will not be good in any way, shape, or form. Don't buy into it. And finally, for today, I thought I would leave on this story. This Italian guy, Italian hospital employee, accused of skipping work for 15 fucking years. Wow. So this guy accumulated over 500,000 euros over 15 years from an employer, but he never ever turned up. Of course, this guy is now in court, but really, it's a fucking medal they should be giving him. How did he manage that, right? If you know, let me know. Anyway, that is it for this week's Friday Fix. I will be back again on Sunday with the Syndrome, so look out for it. Enjoy your weekend, and thank you to everyone who watches and engages. And that is about it. Bye bye.